Good morning, you are joining me on an absolutely stunning day in South Wales. You are joining me on a 10-mile hike. We're going to do the Rhymney River circular walk. It's a pretty gentle walk, this one. Takes in a couple of nice historical spots, follows the river as much as it can, and features pretty minimal ascent and descent, so it's not a difficult walk for anyone to do. But obviously it is 10 miles and there are going to be some sections that are going to be a bit muddy and possibly this time of year overgrown, but there's plenty of alternative country lanes which you can skip you around those parts. As usual, full details of the walk will be on my website, so if you go to the website thewalkingcab.co.uk, you'll be able to see the exact distance, where I parked, ascent, descent, all that kind of stuff, and you'll be able to follow the route along and download the GPX if you want to. So I'm hoping this is going to be quite a nice gentle walk today, and I'm hoping after the recent rain, it's late August, that it's not going to be too boggy in some of the fields. So there's Penrue Tip up there, Machen, Quarry, then the ridgeway down. Walking the route anti-clockwise, which means we do the kind of biggest bit of ascent quite near the start. We're about 1.7 miles in now. We're about halfway up the section of ascent. So the walk anti-clockwise gives you a pretty flat last few miles back to the car. So it's up to you which way you walk it, but I think this way you get the tougher bit out of the way at the start. But I think there's still less than 900 feet of ascent for the entire walk, so that's not a great deal over around 10 miles. So you might be able to see behind me there Ruperra Castle, really impressive castle. Unfortunately, the innards burnt out during the Second World War, where it was occupied by the army, and it's privately owned, and there's a preservation trust set up to try and restore it or try and do something to save it, because part of one of the towers is collapsing, but it doesn't seem that there's the will, the money or anything like that to do anything with it. It's a real shame because it is a properly ancient castle. I think either King Charles I or II once stayed there, so it is a really, really impressive building. And I don't know, you just think they would try and save it really, because it's a real part of Welsh history. It's a really impressive castle, but it's quite hard to see in this walk because you just kind of skirt around the outside where there's lots of high walls and stuff, and there's lots of tree growth as well. But obviously I've been here before with the drone, so I can show you a bit better from the air what it's like. But yeah, so far we're like 2.4 miles in. It's been a very pleasant walk. I think we've done the biggest hill section now, which is just as like it's really, really humid today and really, really unpleasant really to be walking up steep hills. So yeah, we'll carry on down this little trail and get back to some country lanes. It is a very well signposted walk, this one. Waymarks on pretty much every stile. and clear directional arrows as well. So it's a very easy route to follow, and through the fields you can see it's a well used footpath because there are clear paths for every field for you to follow, so it's pretty hard to get lost, to be honest. So we're approaching 3.4 miles in. Very, very pleasant walk so far, and we're just going to meander heading south in the direction of the sea. So we are getting occasional views of the sea, but we're not going to get anywhere near there today. But yeah, so far I've done this walk once before. I did it clockwise the other direction, so it's a nice change walking this way, and it's been very, very pleasant walking. Some beautiful views have opened up now as we've got to the top of a little hill. I think that's Cragley's Vein over there maybe. And then a little woodland is Ruperra Woods. Castle's hidden somewhere in those trees. And right in the distance now is Machen, Penry Tip, and even Tumbalum above the cows. So you can see that we've walked down to sort of the bottom of this valley now. And we're cutting across lovely open fields. Lots of really expensive houses and a quaint church, and we're going to pick up a country lane just over on the little stile right there. So we're approaching 5 miles now. It has been very nice walking. Not too many country lanes, they're mostly off beaten track footpaths, and even the sections which I was worried about being overgrown this time of year were absolutely fine. The only slight issue is just how humid it is, and how when you do get to any kind of growth that's close to the paths, everything's absolutely soaking wet from all the rain as well. But no, it's a very pleasant walk, and I think not too far from a pub now as well. So we've picked up the river again now, or at least we have according to the map, because the river should be on our left, but we can't see it or even hear it because of this huge overgrowth and hedge and plants and stuff. But it's very, very sheltered, very, very still, very warm when walking. We've done this over 6 miles now, and it's been a good little section this, through some different fields, crisscrossing a couple of the country lanes, but it has been a nice footpath section. From memory, this section does follow the river reasonably well, which means we're going to stick at the bottom of the valley, so it should be very, very easy final sort of 3 or 4 miles, which is why I did it anti-clockwise this time to finish up on this section, because they did forecast rain coming about midday. So I figured if I was on this final section and it started raining, it'd be the easiest section to walk quickly on to get back to the car, but who knows. It's a little bit grey at the moment, but very, very nice nonetheless. So a bit of a detour to the Iron Bridge, so not too far off the track, but worth a visit just to get a better view of the river. And if you want to read the plaque, there's a decent chunk about the history of the bridge and how, as usual, the wealthy build these things, then they get repaired decades later from the public purse. But yeah, we're not far from completion now, so hopefully we're going to get back to the fields and pick up the river again. So we finally got a really nice peaceful stretch of river by the side of us. Cornfields, the other sweet corn. Seen a couple of kingfishers darting up, but I'm never going to be able to capture them on film as they dart by. But this is a really nice section of the walk. It's worth saving this to the end because it's very, very gentle walking. You are as close to the river as you get on the walk, and it's probably the longest section of river walking you actually get. It's not easy to walk alongside rivers in the UK. So many of them are just on private land with no rights of way. So this is a good little section for that. It has started to rain, which was forecast today, but not forecast yesterday. So it's, I can't bother putting waterproof on because it's so humid anyway. I'm already soaking wet with sweat, so there's no point. The raindrops are actually quite nice and cool and refreshing. So 9.25 miles in now, we can't be much further from the car. Probably about 10 miles all in by the time we get there. So I'm just going to plod on at a gentle pace, enjoy the sound of rain on the fields and the trees, and head back to the car. back of the car now, 10.6 miles in total, so really good walk. Definitely a decent last section. Bits I didn't remember from the first time, so it was a good, interesting walk. So halfway on the walk, there's a Cefn Mabli Arms pub. So it's bang on halfway. So whichever way you walk it, you could have a lunch break at a pub, or at least a drink break, and do the rest of the walk. So for a 10-mile walk with a pub in the middle, and obviously I think there's a couple of pubs in Machen as well where I'm parked up. So yeah, really good walk. If you have made it to the end of the video, a huge thanks for watching, because not many people do. So well done on your stickability. And yeah, as ever, full details on my website of all the route and stuff where I parked, and other bits and pieces. You can follow the route yourself. And if you've enjoyed the video, drop it a like and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully, I will see you in the next one.